Bring it to the table. Bring it to the table. Yes, I was on yesterday's episode. Two things I'm wondering. One, because JBL is on that show, was it a bit of a Ribbington on the part of the person who picked to showcase my tweet? Or two, has the person responsible for that tweet been fired for making a massive whoopsie for not only referencing WhatCulture, but for bringing up me? I'm a dick. Who cares though? I'll take the followers that's brought and run with them. Here are your WTF moments from WWE Raw. And we kick things off with Corey Graves, who claimed that Jason Jordan was by Kurt Angle's side. Now, this wouldn't normally be a WTF moment. Of course, Corey is speaking figuratively and not literally. But on the July the 4th episode of Smack Diddly Down, Jason Jordan was said to be entering the ring with Chad Gable there, but the only problem was we couldn't see him. Now, we all thought this was just Jason Jordan stealing John Cena's "you can't see me" shtick ahead of Cena's big return on the July 4th episode, but it looks like it's going a bit further and a bit more severe, lads. Happens once, it's a fluke on the production side of things. Happens a second time, however, and it's a f***ing epidemic. Jason Jordan is the invisible man. He is more invisible than Kurt Angle's Johnny was on the night he was conceived, and that's merely impossible because that Johnny wasn't even there to begin with. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman will leave WWE if Brock Lesnar loses his Universal Championship at SummerSlam. WTF. Now then, with the rumours of Brock's impending departure circling around the skies of WWE, is this the biggest spoiler since Big Show beat Ruru? Spoiler because that spoilt my night, not spoiler, it's a double meaning thing. However, if this does prove to be the case, and with John Jones on the horizon, I guess for Brock Lesnar at least, it's John O'Clock, motherfuckers, but a different John. 3 WhatCulture signs, lovely, lovely, lovely. Obsolete mule, premonition, etc, 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 brought up on this week's WWE Raw, WTF. Now then, this clearly means there's been another breakthrough in the trial between Impact, Global Force, TNA, NWA Wrestling and the Hardy Boys over the whole Broken Universe shtick. This means, of course, that predictably the Hardys, despite winning last night on Raw, are going to lose every single bastard week until they face the Revival at SummerSlam. They will lose to the Revival at SummerSlam as well, and then they will morph in the middle of the ring with all sorts of flashy lights and pyro, presumably, into Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. No comma. This is the theory I'm bringing to the table, and you can take it to the bank. Turns out Booker T has more erogenous zones than any other woman in the history of women. I watch Friends. 2017, 2017, 2018, 2020. No f***ing wonder Corey Graves thought Booker T was going to have a heart attack because Monica was content with 7 erogenous zones, whereas Booker T has 20 of them. 2020. Still, WWE claim it was the first time in 3 years that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins tagged each other last week on Raw, even though it's not even 2. Why the f*** do you have to lie about something as trivial as this, you bastards? 19th of October 2015, that's the last time it happened. Raw episode 1169. Who the f*** cares? I was there, I wasn't really there. Where is Pierre? Next up, we have Sheamus and Cesaro claiming that Seth Rollins is so alone that he won't be able to go on Ride Along on the WWE Network. He will have to have his own show called Ride Alone. Hardy, hardy, har, very punny. Fucking wonderful, lads. That gag would work if Seth Rollins hadn't already appeared on an episode of Ride Along, not least an episode of Ride Along where he appeared with fucking Cesaro. Why the f*** do the people who put these promos together not know what's happening, what's going on in their own bastard company? I'll never f***ing know. Get hell, that new Titus O'Neil gear. I cannot have been the only one that was reminded about Roddy Piper. Rest in peace, Roddy. Blacked up at WrestleMania 6. Now, this is definitely a WTF moment because people like Plumpy and of that ilk will definitely feel that WWE want you marks to forget about that kind of shit happening. And this t-shirt has done the exact opposite. It's how do you remember the f***ing numpties. Curtis Axel has been in WWE for 10 years. See? We f***ing ruined my moment, man. Oh, they're making a f***ing wonderful mess of Jason Jordan, aren't they? First of all, his new theme is the absolute drizzling shit. It sounds like the sort of tune that is only appropriate to be used when you're following a fat f***er around. Not only that, they've started dressing him like he's bastard father. Do they not know how real life works? If that was the case, with sons dressing exactly the same as their daddies, we'd all be f***ing standing here looking like Marty Skrull, wouldn't we, ladies? Ha ha ha! Jason Jordan calling his dad by his first name of Kurt. What a f***ing weirdo with talk like that. You maybe start to think they weren't actually f***ing related. Next up, we have Michael Cole calling the Miz Taraj the Entourage. Now, that's just the same as calling Thomas merely the Tank Engine. Yes, that's what they are. They are an entourage, but that's not the name. They are a Miz Taraj. Yes, Thomas is a tank engine, but he's called Thomas the Tank Engine. Before you all go to the f***ing comments, Thomas the Tank Engine is the f***ing shit. Dean Ambrose coming out to help Seth Rollins while Seth Rollins was getting the shit kicked out of him by Debar. Makes no f***ing sense because all along in this storyline, Dean Ambrose has been like, whoa pal, you fight your battles, I'll fight mine. But when Seth Rollins is trying to fight his own battle, Dean comes out and fights it f***ing for him. There's one thing that's missing here, lads. Continuity! And bullshit Dean Ambrose saying that he would have been painted the bad guy if he didn't come out and help Seth. If he didn't come out and help, given what's happened before with him saying, you fight your battles, I'll fight mine, he would have been made to look like one of Kurt Angle's three eyes, a man full of integrity. He said he didn't want to fight Seth's battles, and he wouldn't fight Seth's battle. Good on you, Dean. Stick to your bastard guns. You noble horse. Is he nuts? Michael Cole asks about the f***ing lunatic fringe Dean Ambrose. Now we all know that Ambrose, as a lunatic, is a flawed character. He's more wacky, he's more crazy, he's very f***ing silly. So I guess it's a valid question, really, but when you're Michael Cole and you've been sat there calling him a lunatic fringe for 3 bastard years, why the f*** are you asking if he's nuts? Bray Wyatt claiming the people of Pittsburgh hide behind their sins is the single biggest example of kettle pot black I've seen since last week, when Marie said all that Hollywood do is rehash old franchises that were successful back in the day when she works for WWE, with their plethora of storylines that belong in the 80s, plus the fact that she's been in the Marine 5, a film that's been made 5 bastard times about the same f***ing thing. All the time it was in Plessy Woods high off me tits on shrooms. Allegedly, of course, Bray Wyatt has been cheating on his wife with Mojo Jojo, so in the face of what he said on Raw about the Pittsburgh people, I say this. Or even that! Oh my god, the Red Heartbeat thing must mean the Demon King is coming back. Oh my god, it's a jolt in the arm this shithouse feud needs. Oh my god, I'm so excited! Oh, it's just Finn Balor doing his best Chris Jericho impression. Michael Cole and names go together like Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler and WrestleMania. Not very f***ing well. He's calling Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss. He's coming out with hybrids like Seth Neville. If he's not just shouting Superman punch, he's getting it f***ing wrong. Next we move on to the sign that read, they are just booing because their women want you. Aimed at Roman Reigns, of course. Wrong on so many levels, lads. First of all, and this is a scientifically proven fact, that 89% of men that boo Roman Reigns don't have a f***ing woman in the first place. Real ones anyways. Second of all, my good lady Felicia Rose fancies the pants off of Braun Strowman, not Roman, proving that Roman is not all that. Booker T this time claiming that Samoa Joe is a true prize fighter, even though he was fighting in a match where absolutely no prizes were on the line. Braun, Roman and Joe were just fighting for the shit and giggles of it. Joe's had more matches when there's been no prize on the line compared to matches when there actually has been. So how the f*** do you explain that, you knob? Hello, I am Elias and I have one question for everybody here tonight. What the f*** is my second name? I've forgotten it! Never has there been a bigger slap in the good old chops of the Bayley character than the moment on last night's Raw when she walked up to a small child who was also wearing a headband, presumably, and this is another WTF moment, because he was a huge Angelo Dawkins fan. Could you f***ing imagine that? She goes, look pal, look, we're both wearing headbands, aren't we? Cool AF. But that kid's face suddenly turns into a slapped arse. He looks disgusted and he takes the headband off. If Bayley can't get over with her target market, what f***ing chance has she got with anyone else? That kid should have thought he was the coolest f***er, unless of course he realised he was an Angelo Dawkins fan and thought he better change his bastard ways. Now I don't know how to make a joke out of this, but as a veteran of the squared circle, I'm here to tell Nia Jax, Nia, if you want to hit an elbow drop fashion for somebody lying the f*** down, do not attempt it when that person is sat up. You'll look f***ing ridiculous, pet. Corey Graves saying that he understands that Enzo Amore is not the greatest tipper. Well, it looks like the real one only makes it rain once. Oh. So on a show that had 3/4 of the SummerSlam main event in a triple threat match, this show was main evented by a f***ing meaningless house of a festival. Big Show versus Big Cass. WTF. What the f is the point in having the third hour if you're going to shoot your load all over the shop during the second one? How are you supposed to rejuvenate, reload and then reblot in such quick succession? It doesn't happen. Just get rid of the third hour if you're going to put houses like that in as your supposed main event, because we do not give a shit about the stuff in the third hour compared to the stuff in the second. I've been King Ross, you've been a filthy. Bye bye.